Good morning, guys. It is the next day, and yesterday took like a turn of events. Starry come by to pick up the tops that she's gonna be sewing, and she was like, hey, like, by the way, I saw this on Facebook and like thought you might be interested. And she's always on the lookout for me to get an industrial machine because she has one at home, and she's like, you need to get one, like, why do you not have one? I'm like, they're just so expensive. And she's just like always on the hunt for them. So she shared with me that there's this shop in Indianapolis that is closing down, and it is like a little sewing embroidery shop, and they're selling their machines and a lot of their fabrics and just like all the stuff that they have, obviously because they're shutting down. And I was like, cool, like I'll look into it. So I ended up going out there yesterday, and it happens to be right in front of the Speedway, which, if you don't know what that is, Indiana has the Indy 500 every year, which is like the big race, and the Speedway is where it's held. And this shop is literally right in front of it. Like, if you stand at the shop, you're looking straight at the Speedway. And it turns out that this little shop is the shop that makes like the uniforms and outfits for the drivers, which is really freaking cool. I was talking to one of the owners. The owner is a guy, but I was talking to his wife, who had been sewing there basically her entire life, and she was telling me how like her husband used to race and they just were really into the Indy 500 all the time, and he sells a lot of like patches and collectibles and things like that as well. But then they ended up getting in touch with like the teams over there because her husband, I believe, worked as a mechanic at some point for the Indy 500, so they've made a lot of the outfits. They had like all of the fabrics there that are like fire resistant and like all these heavy duty crazy fabrics. And yeah, they're selling all of their machines and stuff. They're not necessarily like going out of business, they just are older and are at a point where like they just can't do it anymore. The man, I think, is like 80 years old or something, and she's 70 something, so they've just been doing it forever, and it's so freaking cool. So they had sergers and actual machines, and I looked into both, and I really want both, but I'm just now doing some research on like the different models and stuff, and I think that the sewing machine that they have, the straight stitch, wouldn't be a good fit for me because it's more heavy duty, and I feel like I sew on pretty delicate fabrics majority of the time, so I don't think I'm going to be getting that one. But I do love the serger that they have. It's a Brother MA4B551. It's actually a 5-thread serger, which means it can actually do like the serging stitch, but then it also does like a normal stitch on the side of it, so you can create your entire like seam all at once without having to like sew it on a straight stitch and then bring it to your serger. Like, it does it all at once, which is so freaking cool. And I obviously would love a industrial serger because you guys have seen me struggle through the Diana dress fabric. It is so bad with my like home sewing machine or my home serger, so that would be ideal. Anyway, I wasn't able to like get them yesterday because A, I did not have that kind of cash on me, and they were only taking cash, and I was like, well, I don't have like hundreds of dollars of cash on me at all times. And also I have a Mini Cooper, so it doesn't fit in my car, so I was like, I'll come back tomorrow with like a friend who has a bigger car, and I'll get some cash and we can figure it out. So I'm gonna go today in a little bit, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm only gonna do the serger. And I actually ended up finding like a new Juki, because obviously I've been looking at like different models and stuff, and I have most commonly heard that the DTL 8700 is like a really good like basic one. I think that's what a lot of my friends have. Tell me why Walmart has it for $779. Like, that's the cheapest I've ever found it. And I also did not know that Walmart even carried Jukis like that, but I literally found it on there and I was like, that's a little cheaper than what they were gonna sell me the used one for. So I think I'm gonna order this one and then get the serger from them. And they also had some fabrics I might look at as well, but we'll see. Anyway, that's my update though. I've really been wanting to invest in industrial machines, and I know I have the ones in my garage right now, but I haven't been able to get them to fully work yet, which is very unfortunate, and I'm very sad about it. But yeah, it's also, I've realized, very impossible to work in my my garage in the winter even with a heater because it is so freaking cold and a heater only does so much. Like I think it's okay in like the spring and fall like transitional cold times where it's not too cold, but in that like dead of winter it is way too cold to be down there. So that is my current update. I'll catch you guys in a little bit when we're probably on our way to the shop. So I'm getting ready to leave soon, but I decided to kind of figure out where I'm gonna put the machines because obviously like they're very big and they come with their own table. So I've taken out one of my tables here. I had 2 tables, so it was like a smaller one right there, and then this super long one is one whole table. My dad custom built these for me, so they're not like standard sizes by any means. I think that the serger should be able to fit here just fine for now, and then the straight stitch that I ordered should come in next week, and by then I'll figure out kind of the layout that I want to have here. But for now I just emptied out that corner and I'm gonna figure out this later. I put that other table in my office and I'm sure I'll make good use of it. I put it over here, and honestly I always have stuff on the ground here because I don't know, I get a bunch of random papers and things, and my desk itself is like relatively small, so actually I'm very excited to have this extra space. Also, I have my receipt scanner on there now, so I'll make good use of it. I can also put like pending orders right there instead of having them like on the ground before packaging them, so I think it'll be good. And also if like Kennedy comes, she has like a little desk to also work with next to me, which is really nice because usually when she's here, she has to be on the couch and I'm on my computer and it's just like not great. I was gonna keep them in the garage in all honesty because I was like, well, I have space down there. It's gonna start getting warmer soon. I'll be able to use it, but the outlets in the garage have lesser voltage than the ones within the house, and I learned this when I was doing my heat transfers downstairs. I had the machine down in the basement, the heat press, and obviously it's a huge machine and like takes up a lot of power, and when I was using it, it then caused my garage like voltage switch to turn off, and then like nothing in my garage was working, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? And then I realized it just like has too much power and it didn't really work too well there. Like I couldn't have anything else plugged in at the same time. Like it could only be that, which like is fine for that machine, but if I had like a serger and a sewing machine there's no way I could use both at the same time because obviously they're very heavy duty machines. So I can't have them in the garage, which is unfortunate, but I would like to utilize my garage a lot more now in this spring because I do have an extra cutting table down there, and now that I have Lily that also comes in, we can both be cutting, which is nice. But as far as sewing, it's just not practical because of that, and that's what I've realized. So I need to have them up here because voltage. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what my best layout is really gonna be. I think at some point I'm gonna have to switch out this long table over to my office and then bring the shorter one over here to complete like that whole wall. Hopefully the dimensions work that way, but we'll see when we get there. I'm gonna have to have my brother come in and help me like move things around, but yeah, that is the current situation. I was not expecting to have like an office redo right now, but here we are. Anyway, my friend David's coming over to help me like go get the machines because their family has a minivan, and I was like, we are gonna use that. So yeah, I will catch you guys in a little bit. So I ended up getting the serger, and here it is. It fits perfectly in this little spot so far, which is really nice. I definitely need to clean it off because it's super dusted and stuff. Apparently the building that it was sitting in just got the roof redone and they forgot to cover the machines up, so they just have a lot of dust and things. The thread stand, we had to take it off, so I have to put that back on there, and we have to figure out how to thread this. But other than that, she is here. I think I'm gonna maybe try to paint this white at some point because it really bothers me that it doesn't match the rest of this. Like, don't love that, but I'm so excited to start to use this. Anyway, I had to restock in the middle of all that because it's like 12:15 right now, so just restocked as well. I'm gonna honestly have lunch really quick and then we'll get into like cleaning this out and kind of situating it and maybe getting it to run, but we'll see. I definitely have to do a lot of research and figure out how it works because it's obviously very different from the ones that I currently have, and it's also a 5-thread one, so it makes it a little bit different. I'm also gonna see if I have 5 of any thread that I can put on there, so we'll see. But yeah, exciting. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to start cleaning this. I'm so excited. Kind of nervous to figure this machine out because I've never really used an industrial serger, but I'm ready to clean her up and start using her hopefully. So here we go. Okay, I just finished cleaning it, threading it, setting it all up. It looks so nice right now. I'm so scared to test it out and have it not work because it took me, I think, a little hour to thread because there's so many like little crevices and it's so hard to get to. And it's a 5-thread machine too, so it's like a little bit more to it. I'm so scared to test it out. I want to test it out, but I'm so scared to test it out. But we're gonna test it out because at some point I need to. And if it works, then I'm gonna switch to white thread and do all the Diana dresses on it because that's gonna be literally so good. So let's test it out. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. It's officially on and running. Guys, I'm so scared. Like, actually so scared. Do we think it's gonna work? Fingers crossed. I don't know, I feel like I never really fully thread things perfectly the first time. So we're gonna see, but we're gonna hope for the best. Here we go. No, never mind. Well, I'll let that wind down. Okay, so it looks correct. I think it's just the tension's off because of the fabric itself. I forget that these industrial machines like take a hot minute to wind down when you turn them off, but this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's like very loose on the back, so the tension's definitely off. Just for that like bottom one though, which I believe would be this. Let's see, where's the little guide? I'm gonna kind of mess around with it for a little bit and then we'll see if I can manage to figure this out. Okay, so I got it to work. I kind of just messed around with the tension a little bit, but this is what it looks like. Obviously it's black right now, which wouldn't be the official like color I use for this, but yeah, it's really sturdy, does not come apart, and it sewed through it really, really well. It did get caught at first when I first tried it, and I have this big glob of black on it, but I think it's just because I don't know, I didn't like properly put it in, so the fabric got caught a little bit, but it works perfectly fine. I guess I don't really need the 5th like thread for this one just yet because I'm only going to be serging and I don't need that extra like top stitch, at least not for the Diana dresses, which is what I've been serging. So, you know, we'll get to that when we get there, but I am so excited about this. Like, this is crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and switch out my thread to white though. I think I may have enough. I'm probably just gonna take them off of my other serger and put them on here and hope that it threads through easily because it took me so long to get it through. But I already had like the black on it that she already had on there, so I just thought it would be easier. But anyway, I'm gonna switch it out and kind of mess around with it, maybe start cutting out some Diana dresses or some other stuff. But yeah, super excited. Big turn of events for this weekend, but very excited about it. So it's been a little bit and I finally got the machine to properly work. I got the tension all figured out and it works like a charm. No troubles with it. I've literally been testing it on just the Diana dress fabric and it literally is so smooth. Works so well. I'm so happy with it. So very excited to start using that this whole week, but it is a little bit later, like 4:30ish, and I realized I haven't gone to the post office yet to drop off the packages that I packed up the other day. So I have my bag here. I think I'm gonna go drop them off really quick and then call it a day. It is a Sunday, so I don't like to like full on work unless I'm in the mood for it. But we got so much done today. I'm so glad that I was able to thread it all correctly and figure that out basically on the first try, which is wow. Cleaned it out fully, which took so long. There was so much dust on it, but it looks super clean. Honestly, I'm like so impressed that the actual table that it sits on is like so clean because it literally has like no scratch marks, like nothing to it, considering it's a working table. So very happy with that. And yeah, now I have a little desk over here, which is kind of fun. So I'm gonna go to the post office, drop this off, and maybe we'll get more stuff done today, or maybe we'll just call it a night. We will see, but I feel very good about everything we've gotten done today. So yeah. So the drop boxes at the post office were both locked. Not because like they locked them, but people will put like packages that are way too big into them. So when you like close them, it gets stuck. And both of them were like that. So I am unable to drop off any of the packages because obviously they're closed on Sunday. So they don't have like the front desk area open. So I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow, which is really annoying because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be productive, like leave them today. No, I have to come back. We're going back, doing great. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. Last night I actually ended up making 3 freaking patchwork tanks out of the Diana dress scraps, which I feel like I've already shown that maybe at some point. I don't know if I have, maybe I just gave myself away. Anyway, I really wanted wanted to like really test out my serger, and it works like a charm. Like it never got caught at all with this fabric, which my other sergers were getting caught every 2 seconds and I had to go super slow for it to like work. This I can go as fast as I want. It doesn't get caught. It is literally so great. So I'm so excited about it. I was able to make them super fast, which I'm very excited about as well. So now I feel excited to make the Diana dresses, because previously I wasn't excited about them because they were such a pain to be serging. Now they're not a pain to serge, so I can quickly make them and I want to make them. So very excited about that. Anyway, it is Monday, so I'm going to start another vlog for this week, but I wanted to give you guys an update on yesterday because I don't know why I didn't film me doing this, because I literally was up here like serging the whole night away. So I don't know, I guess I was too into it to remember to vlog. But anyway, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss out on the next few videos. There'll be a lot of production stuff. I have a pop-up coming up at the end of March, so we'll be prepping for that as well. And yeah, just a lot of fun stuff. So subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.